Okay.
So please give it up for Sahim.
President
Sahim.
Sahim.
He's gonna take the baton soon.
Oh my gosh, family. It was how to describe aha moments. I'm here, and guess what? So we're on the same page. There's some people committed to 2 years, others with just one. What else I learned? Don't quiz me on the names, the governors, the
We won't.
district managers, the incoming governors. The theme was about Imagine, I believe it was, and they piggied right off of the astronaut theme, look and feel, like the whole NASA crew with the uniform and whatnot. That was exciting. Met our new president, the lady.
Oh, Jennifer Jones.
Mrs.
Oh,
Jones,
yeah,
yes.
Jennifer Jones. Okay.
Yes, she was there. She spoke. We had photo ops with her.
She's going to be the new international president. The
Yeah.
first woman international president.
Yeah. So that was exciting. What else? I recorded a lot of footage. I'll add that to our site as well and send you all a link to it. Not like try to record the whole show, but just the meat and potatoes, okay? Long story short, the theme is we all can do this together. Even though you have your own club, there's one neighboring you, so don't be afraid to reach out and connect with those next to you. There's a lot of hand-holding, a little bit of kumbaya type of thing.
Whoa.
That was cool. Yeah. She concluded her speech with a nice little song.
We are the one?
No, the Beatles. What's the name? John Lennon.
Together?
Imagine.
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
Get it?
That was the
Get it?
theme.
Imagine.
That
Yeah.
was the theme.
So there was a lot of
Oh.
teary eyes in there. We can do this together. So that was cool. As I told you, it was like 3 days. I got up there Wednesday just to chill and just survey the land and get familiar with everything. Because remember, I was going there one deep, just one person, not knowing everybody, which was great.
That's right.
And Maria, I talked to, from Miami.
Yeah, Casti.
Yeah, met with them right away. I love the little hospitality rooms.
Oh, yeah.
Every district had their own room. That was a lot of fun. What else?
So you know somebody in the wrong industry.
It was so enlightening. In one of my strategic planning classes, there's a bunch of us here, but this lady worked with Colin Powell. This other woman used to race cars back in New Zealand and stuff. There was just so many stories. This fella next to me says he came from the UK back in the 80s on vacation and tries to get with this woman, Swedish woman, on the beach. 3 months later, her uncle is just interviewing him, asking him all these questions. And he's like, what the heck? But he was a chef in the previous life and done a lot of interesting things and lived on a boat, blah, blah, blah. And the fella says, you know what, I'm about to offer you a job. He's like, what are you talking about? He was the head chef over at the Epcot Center when they was building it.
Oh.
So next thing you know, he's making the ice sculptures and all this other stuff. But my point is, everyone had a unique story, which added to their calling, if you want it. What we're doing is all the calling. Stepping up to the plate eventually. So that was exciting to exchange ideas and whatnot. Any questions? There's a lot, but I don't want to miss anything. Did I do?
You put down that we have to get 9 members? Is that what you put?
Oh yeah, yes.
He sends me this text. I'm like, what?
There's this form is like an exit interview form. You can't leave here or else you get stuck with a bill if you don't fill out this form. So I'm like, oh my gosh, can we fill this out? and you had to put numbers in there. You had to write down how many's in there, how many you lost, how many you intend to grow, blah blah blah.
I called Bill Zobus when they gave me
I
called Bill.
Bill
Said put one.
Just put one.
She was my lifeline, the millionaire lifeline. I was like, Caroline, is this realistic?
But it's too late now. It's already put 9.
Is this realistic? Because it said we was down by 6, and I'm like, who are the 6? But what do I know?
They said we were down by 6. I don't know where they got.
You're gonna be outside spinning the sign.
Oh my God!
Spinning the sign.
Someone's gonna have to wear a sandwich sign out
doing the icky shuffle. I'll be out there doing the icky shuffle, like, hey, join our club. Yeah. So that was exciting. It was the camaraderie was great. Being away was great. My room was great. Everything was great. Food was great. Service was great. And the inspirational thing. So, okay, really quick. Thursday, obviously, was a check-in. Friday, you had a guest speaker. During lunchtime, there's always somebody talking. Breakfast and lunch, someone talking, right? Speaking, excuse me.
Yeah.
So that was cool. Some of those people speaking, we ended up seeing in individual rooms. There was a room session for meet the senior members, which was cool. And when it came down to Q&A, I asked, I said, how do you approach a member who might be grandfathered in and yet difficult to get involved or to motivate, or rather stay on the sidelines and spread gossip and all this chewy stuff? How do you address that? It's a great question, and I mean, at the end, I had 4 people coming over to me with their horror stories. I'm like, oh my God. And, there were some clubs that was like 250 members. I heard in California they're like astronomical numbers. I'm like, how on earth? Some takeaways were, even if you have numbers like that, then you have different activities, and that's the actual meeting. For example, you can have a golf crew that, what do? Play golf all the time, but that's actually
a meeting.
Uh-huh. You could have the fishing, that's a meeting, things like that, based around the hobbies. And that was one of the exercises, like we had to break off into groups and have a scenario of an underperforming club. How would you breathe life into it, things like that. And one of the scenarios was just that. You're in a small town of like 10,000 people, there's 50 plus members, but they're okay having lunch and just talking about the family and whatnot, and not really producing anything. So our idea was, all right, let's start around our hobbies. You might be into this, that, and the other. Then we create a goal on who to help using that channel of finding other people of similar interests. Then from the goal, we execute the fundraising. From the fundraising, the monies go here, and when they go there, then you report back and say, hey, let's do it again and make it an annual thing, because my example was Halloween happens the same time every year. So there shouldn't be a, what are we gonna do next, type of thing. So that was great. Right. They always ask me, Sahim, hey, where you from? I said, I'm actually from Pompano Beach, even though there is a Pompano Beach branch. 99% of the people had no idea where Pompano Beach was anyway. So I just said, Pompano Beach, that's where I'm from, which was cool. And I have a pocket full of business cards, I met this gentleman, again, I can't remember his name, brown skin, older fella. He's like, I'm the only one. You look me up, it's an article. You maybe look him up, Google. An article written about him for firing employees at a hotel he was opening up in China. This is in the 80s. And the reason why he was firing them, it was a Western style hotel. And as he's walking through, the maitre d' or somebody is sitting on the corner just sleeping, and he's like, what is this? You, and you, out of here. And somebody pulled his coat and was like, you don't do that, because in communism there's no hierarchy type of thing. And he's like, hey, I expect this. Your customers expect this. Therefore we all get paid this. And the last thing I want to see is this. So they gotta go. Bam, he gets fired. Another hotel scoops him up, and he institutes another thing. Now, example, the napkin, there was a hole in the napkin. Calls over the waiter, $5. Calls over his manager, $10. Calls over the head, whatever else, $20. And he's like, you need to get some money out of your employees because they're slacking over here. So anyways, he's instituting all this Western business temperament type of thing, and they was like that. I'm sorry?
China.
What country was this in?
China.
Oh, yeah, been there.
On mainland?
Uh-huh.
I guess so.
China. And we were just, it's just like in between the breakout rooms, and the stories just coming, and I'm like, it was just like, oh shoot, this is fantastic, because you've traveled that I may not ever see.
Right. So
at least I can experience it just from that moment. But he was an interesting cat, and everybody in there was just of like mind and interested, and like, I forgot my pen. I had it on the other shirt. I'm sorry.
I showed the picture.
Okay.
Is that like president pen?
Yeah.
I have one.
Yeah, the circle one.
Well, I got
ours
I
is
got
circle.
the magnet one.
See, you're cool. But
I had to buy it for myself.
Oh,
Because we
okay.
didn't go pets last year.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, the vendors, they were cool, selling all kind of stuff. I mean, you can get Rotary shoelaces. I was like, oh my God.
Oh, tell them about the pushing the Rotary license plate.
Yes, lady was like, bam, don't forget to register for this. It's not approved just yet, but when it does, you can get your own license plate. And so I thought that was cool. It was a lot of noise, so I didn't really get the whole spiel, but she gave me a card, so I know all about it. I'll share that with you all as well. I think she said it's greenlit in Orlando, but not everywhere else, or something like that.
Yeah.
The woman I was talking to was in charge of that. I also met, where are we? John Knox?
Yeah, John Knox.
Yeah, I met a woman over there.
Yeah, we should
Somebody
invite them to our social we're gonna have.
She was so excited, like, oh, Sahim, we're just now getting out. I was like, oh my God, you all have been.
Well, we tried to get them to come out, they wouldn't come out.
So now they feel like
Yeah, finally
they can
they
dip their toes in the sand, you know. But time well spent, y'all. Time well spent.
Good.
We had a Rotary that actually started the John Knox Club.
Oh,
He left our club because he went to John Knox. He's passed away since then. Bob Simons, yes. He was one that founded their club over there.
No kidding.
He was originally in our club. He was originally in the Pompano Club, and he had a riff with the Pompano Club, and he came over to our club, and from our club, he went to John Knox Village.
Oh, okay. I heard it's that like 40 people, they're coming back, but,
I went there one time. I'll tell you what, the dinner was awesome.
yeah, they're doing, I went once, see, they have a dinner.
Yeah, they even serve booze there while you're during dinner.
No,
That's exactly right.
that's good to know. It's good to
Yeah,
know.
we'll go visit.
For sure. So that was the thing. I right away I was like, all right, with all of these agendas, everyone, some international campaigns they want to start up.
Oh, yeah.
So I'm like, all right, I'm starting to learn where the pieces fit together, which is cool. And right away, break bread with people nearby.
Did you meet Avis at Deer Hill Cup?
Yes. Excuse me. Do you know who I am?
Yeah, that's her.
I'm thinking I owe her money, you know, like. I'm like, give me a minute, you know.
You don't know.
No, and I pulled the Hollywood trick, like, yeah, I love your movie, you know. So after a while, she was just like bam, and she was my girl the rest of a couple of days. So yes, I met Avis. It was
Well,
like
we'll invite her.
I met Avis. You should know who I am. I talk to you all the time. That's why I was like,
You do?
how much is it? Golly. You know, I didn't know, but you know, she was the gas. Everybody was the gas actually. And right now there's other things I can't remember.
What was the one thing that you didn't expect, okay, and you were impressed with, at Pets?
The one thing that I didn't expect that I was impressed with at Pets.
Oh, boy, that's
One thing. One thing was how approachable. There was no titles. Okay, I felt like everyone was approachable. Everyone had time for you, and my apprehension was going into it was like, man, I sure hope this isn't like a pyramid scheme. You could do it. Quit your job and make it happen. You know, see yourself in 10 years or something like that. You get it? The shakedown. So that was my takeaway. Like, wow, you know, this is actually a humanitarian cause, a brand. Humanitarian brand where a majority of people of like minds actually help it persevere. So you had what do you call them? Sergeants of arms.
Yeah.
So you had all those volunteers. It was so well organized. So well organized. So you had those people doing their thing, recording and doing everything, and next up, and then next up, and next up. So that was the number one takeaway of how approachable everybody was, which was great, and it was time well spent. Time well
Good,
spent.
good. Oh, and that's how you met Barbara Goldie.
Yes. Practically anyone who was somebody, I was like, I don't know, but we get to know you later on. But right this very moment, bam, the stage and stuff, you know, it was pretty cool. Everything about it was awesome. Well-oiled machine. I'm proud of them, and I wrote back to Maria and a few of the team members saying, great job, blah, 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 and watch me smoke. Yes, sir.
Did you meet anybody that's in your line of business?
One fella sat next to me in the class. He came from UK. My line of business is web development, digital marketing, etc. The one fella I met is a printer, actually. We do websites as well. So this sort of kinda, but 9 times out of 10, it was a mixture of, let me see, other people's work, aside from the retirees. There was a marketing guy, but not sure to what extent his interest was, out of Tampa. And of everybody I talked to, no other web people, no.
Oh, really? But this was a whole state, right?
Correct, and the Bahamas.
And Bahamas.
And the Bahamas. Yeah, yes, sir.
Yeah, I'll tell you that when you said that about how approachable it was, that was my experience also. And I think it's been almost 20 years since I was at Pets.
Mhm.
But everyone there from all different walks and dichotomies of life and business with one common goal to give back to the community. I thought that was really awesome, and not just there for entitlement only, but there to really do something special. And I thought that was really cool.
Mhm. That's the camaraderie, that's the feeling of, you know, we're all in this together. I practiced Wing Chun Kung Fu for a little bit, like 4 years. And then I traveled to Virginia Beach, and there was another school up there. And I asked if I could sit in just to see, you know, how the lessons go. And they rejected me. The seafood said, no, we wouldn't like your company and stuff. I'm like, yo, if I didn't mention that I had taken lessons previously, I'm sure you'd allow me to come in. In my mindset, we were preaching the same gospel.
Oh, yeah, you were explaining that, the different brands.
Different brands, different, you know, no, you know, we stand this way, you stand this way, and it's like, I'm not here to white glove, you know, inspect or whatever else. So that's what I dislike with certain groups that have the same brand and focus in mind, but they feel as though theirs is different or specialer than anyone else. I didn't get that at all. Everybody was open. Everybody was, what do you need type of thing, and it was actually a groovy feeling. Pretty cool. And I told my mom, I said, you know, I waited to be 51 to join a gang.
You're going to get your Rotary tattoo tomorrow?
Yeah. What are you doing? What are you
Yeah,
doing?
what's that called?
What is that? What are you doing?
We all got them. We all got them same. We just got them hidden.
That's
We all got
right.
'em.
That's right. Now we gotta work on our dance. So,
Yeah.
that's my story, gal. That's my story.
Very good.
Time well spent. Thanks for having me.
Hey, man.